Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Last time, we did 3 levels, yeah, it was like a few levels. So we did Underground, Overground, then we did Shoutin' Lava, 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 and then we fought the first boss of the island here, Tooty, the Feeble, a poor little ducky that the Baron transformed. And then after that, we did the first secret level, the Curvy Caverns. And we earned a jigsaw piece. So today, we are going to continue. But before we go, as always, a good friend with me.
Hello, Iron Collie, fellow co-commentator.
Just a second.
Unfortunately, don't have my water nearby, so I'm out of hydrator today.
Okay. For a moment, I was like, wait a minute, you sounded a little quiet, and I wondered if the audio wasn't right, but no, it's in the right spot. Alright, so before we start, I forgot to say, with the jigsaw pieces here, they unlock a little secret if you can collect all of them. But remember, to get to the secret levels that the pieces are in, you gotta get all 6 Gobbos in the levels. And just to explain the structure of the islands, it's 3 levels and then a boss. And then the secret level if you can, get all 18 Gobbos before the boss, and then rinse and repeat, basically. It's a simple structure.
Yeah, so does that mean there's technically 3 more levels and then another boss, so there's 2 bosses per island?
There's 2 bosses per island, yes.
Okay, I got you.
Alright, let's get going. The Tumbling Dantini. And there it is, right in front of us. It's so unique looking, and it's sad that this is the only level it makes an appearance in.
Kinda looks like a jester. And there we go.
That's how it got its name. Again, it's just, they name the level after it, but that's just the only time you're ever gonna see it. You're never gonna see it again for the rest of the game.
I guess it must have been just in his contract to appear in the game. I want a level named after me.
Alright, so, bottom and upper path, you need to take the upper path to progress. But, there is something. Anyway, this is like a bridge, wooden planks. As soon as you touch it, they're all gonna break apart.
Is it ever stated what Croc keeps in his backpack?
I believe he just carries the crystals and Gobbos he picks up, which means, considering how many Gobbos there are in total in the game, that's a very big backpack. Or it has some magic to be a bag of holding.
I mean, I would imagine it would have some magic in it, because there is no way you're fitting, like, what, 6 Gobbos the size of... What is the size of a Gobbo? What would be, like, closest thing?
Flying Dantinis. It's pretty self-explanatory what they are and what they do. They just fly around. They don't follow you, thankfully.
They're just on a Sunday cruise if you happen to hit them.
Oh! That's some brief instability frames there, though. Yeah, we gotta use them. Yeah, usually flying Dantinis are placed over, like, bottomless pits or hazards like this, just to throw you off. Just to throw you off guard.
Thank God they move in such a predictable manner.
Sometimes they fly slowly, other times they can fly really quickly. Ooh, this. So, there will be another instance where we have to do this bridge kind of thing. But if you want the Gobbo, I believe it's in this box. But, just because it's floating doesn't mean that you have one chance. Oh, it's not that one, it's the first one then. Remember that I said that when Croc stomps a box, he floats in the air for a few seconds, giving you time to push yourself forward to the next? Cartoon physics at its finest. And there, that one had the gobbo. Alright, let's make Croc scream.
Hello, little Gobbo. Hello. A lot of crystals.
Oh yeah, so for context, people, I was telling Kali how I was going through the game at one point with no music. Something I did learn is, even though the music's disabled, when you complete the level, that little level complete jingle is not disabled. So it's considered a sound effect, I guess. Cave fear. You afraid of caves, my friend?
Not particularly, thankfully.
Have you ever... I'm gonna assume you've been in, like, on one of those cave tour things before.
Yeah, I've actually been a part of one of those cave tours that have, like, the pure dark section where literally no light can reach it.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time when I went on my first cave tour and that happened, and yeah, it's freaky when that happens. No light except for what little light you bring with you.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, is like, imagine getting lost in a cave and running out of a light source.
Hey,
Something like that.
Tom Sawyer, the book in Tom Sawyer, that happened, and it's just as scary as it's described. The worst part is when, as someone who read Tom Sawyer, is that the villain of that book, how'd it go again? So, after Tom and Becky escape the cave, and, you know, they explain, the adults learn that, oh, these kids were almost trapped in a cave. They seal the cave to prevent further accidents, but the villain is trapped in that cave, and he starves to death.
I can't not talk straight. God. There were some really morbid, like, would Tom Sawyer really be considered a young adult book?
No, he was a kid still.
But anyway, yeah. I cannot remember his name.
Huckleberry Finn?
No, the name of the author, like,
Mark Twain?
Yeah. Him and a lot of other artists around that time were really not afraid to go morbid.
Well, that's culture for you. You gotta be morbid.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there were fairy tales originally before things like Pinocchio and Sleeping Beauty that were also morbid too. So it's not just Mark Twain.
I was gonna say, cue the Stockholm Syndrome jokes for Sleeping Beauty. Or, I mean, for Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. I mean, have you actually heard the actual story of Sleeping Beauty?
Yes, I know the story, how, basically, after the princess is cursed, and she pricks her finger and all, the good fairies, actually put everyone to sleep and enchant the place to have thorns to act as protection, and 100 years goes by, and that's when a prince from a later kingdom finds it.
Apparently there's actually several versions of Sleeping Beauty. Hang on.
Depends on, like, yeah. Just depends on which version, but I know the original version was like that, where after everyone's cursed to be asleep, 100 years passes by, a neighboring prince finds and wakes up the princess, and all is well.
Here it is. It's, I cannot do his name. Jean-Baptiste Basil's early version of Sleeping Beauty from 1634. It was titled Sun, Moon, and Talia. A king discovers the sleeping princess, and forces himself on her. So
Yeah. Can't
fairy
fly.
tales were not afraid to go dark. Like,
Yeah. Speaking of dark, Darkness Descends.
indeed.
This is actually one of my favorite levels.
Another dark one I can think of is the Pied Piper.
Yeah, that one's also a bit dark because, again, this guy, you know, he does his job of getting rid of all the rats, but then he's not
like,
paid.
well, you know, yeah,
He's not
all you did was
paid.
blow a flute.
Yeah, he's not paid for getting rid of them. And he's like, oh, okay, well, watch me use my powers to steal all your children and kill them.
By literally drowning them in the lake. Like, old fairy tales are something else. I'll just say that.
Okay, so this type of little challenge, look, it's just a seemingly harmless little box.
Or
What's
is
this?
it?
The box moves. All you gotta do is just jump on it, and the easiest way to do that is make sure the box is lined up against any of the walls, and then jump. Very easy. It's only hard if you're a kid like I was and didn't understand that right away.
So, have we ever talked about our gaming pet peeves before?
We brought that up briefly back in Pac-Man World.
I think I told you what my least favorite was, right?
I think, if I can remember, there's like King Galaxian episode went up recently. What was it?
Leaps of faith, basically.
Oh yeah,
Where-
yeah, like having to make blind jumps like that.
I don't remember if you ever actually told yours.
Well, I named one of them, which was like, not knowing what is interactable, but another one that I can think of that I don't like is, actually it might be more of an AI thing, but where it's like, in FPSs, when you're at your lowest health, and if it's like a game like Call of Duty with the screen regenerating sort of thing, you can push yourself back as far as you can to recover, but the enemies just keep pushing forward, and it's like, let me heal for crying out loud.
Basically, no time to rest.
It's a nice moonlit night for a swim, don't you think?
Yes.
Welcome to underwater, people.
This pool is a lot more deeper than it originally seemed.
So, swimming controls are not as hard as people think. You can still do your sidestep thing, rotate up and down. It's inverted though, but I don't mind the invertedness of it. To move forward, just press the jump button. But that's if you want to do like a stroke. If you hold the jump button, Croc will then do a continuous swimming motion, which is a little smoother, but I prefer doing the single strokes, because the single strokes go by a little quicker and give you more speed. Circle can still let you rotate, and you can attack still, because you will encounter underwater enemies. God, I wish they, like, so, you see how dark things are getting yet? Oh, wow. Whoa. I don't think I've ever... Oh, that's even more creepy with the original graphics.
Welcome to the void.
I wish they did this more in the game. Like, they only did this in the PC version and the Saturn versions, but where they use this darkness filter. The console version, like, other than this, in the PS1 version, later swimming levels just remove the darkness filter.
Yeah.
The PC and Saturn version segments keep this darkness filter. I just like it because you never know what's going to swim out of the dark and greet you.
Yeah, it's very Silent Hill-ish. Which...
Oh, let me show something funny. So.
Having fun there, Croc?
Whoops. All right, just wanted to show that that's kind of how it works. It's like a warp. All right, let's get at it. There was meant to be a lot more swimming in the game, but testers didn't really like the swimming controls.
Really?
Fight Night with Libby, our second boss. Just a harmless little old ladybird.
And now it isn't.
Alright, right off the bat, there's a little secret. I remember that I read a guide, and when I heard about this, I'm like, oh wow. Lots of hearts, but lots of worms.
Good evening, giant worm.
You know, I don't know why, but as a kid, I remember, for some reason, did you ever, like, as a kid in some games, just give names to enemies? Like, not so much as, like, calling them by what the game calls them, but just giving them little nicknames.
Yeah, I used to do that.
For some reason, I remember naming the worms Samson for some reason. I don't know why. I remember the first time I saw the first worm that you would encounter in the first level, I just remember saying, oh, hi, Samson. I don't know what made me call it Samson.
No idea.
Let alone why the name Samson of all things.
So,
it just stuck is all.
Weirdly enough, I gave names to, like, enemy classes in games. Like, basic enemies I called minions. And then... God, what did I call, like, mid-boss? I don't even remember. But it was just one of those weird things where I just didn't know the name of something, so, like, I just didn't call it, like, a basic enemy. I just called it a minion. I remember when I first played Left 4 Dead 2, I didn't actually know the name. I know they yell out the name, but for some reason my brain avoided that because I called the bloaters fat guys. Every time I saw one, it's like, fat guy!
Speaking of fat guys. Okay, Libby is unique for the fact that, unlike Tootie, your tail whip won't hurt Libby, so you gotta stomp on that soft belly of his. But first you gotta knock him over.
Libby out here trying to be Rocky Balboa.
The music is kind of rocky as it sounds. Libby, did you know that you shouldn't tire yourself out so quickly in boxing?
All strength, no stamina.
Exactly. Unless you're Mike Tyson.
Yeah, true.
Back to a cute little ladybug. And look at that. We actually have enough time to do the secret level here. The Twisty Tunnels.
Excellent.
Right off the bat, a popper.
Hello, Hubert's cousin.
And ever since you've made that comparison, I'm just wondering, how come I never tried making that comparison?
Sometimes our brains just don't recognize something until somebody else points it out. I've had that problem several times.
No, it is. Because they do shoot fireballs, or Kirby, Hubert was meant to shoot projectiles.
I mean, I guess that explains the nose. Or mouth, or whatever that is.
Pretty sure it's a mouth. the way this is designed and everything, I wish I could go into detail knowing that this was designed for a peculiar enemy that was meant for the game, but they removed it. Just being up here throwing stuff down at you.
Yeah, that's kind of where I figured that was going
Like,
based on.
yeah, just look how it's designed. It was clearly designed for that in mind, but they just couldn't get it to work properly. Oh, there's our piece, but let's go get some additional goodies. Whoops. You know, I always wondered with these columns, are they meant to be stone or are they like hardened magma or something?
I have. See, it probably has to be hardened magma because of the way that it kind of like droops down, kind of based on design.
Croc? Get your butterfingers going. There we go.
There we go.
Now, just a little thing I should say. When you're on platforms like this as they're moving, Croc is slowly sliding if you just hold still. So don't hold still for too long, especially if you're near the edge of one. Power of physics that they actually took consideration for in a video game in '97. Advanced for its time, don't you think?
Yeah.
Only modern games would probably do something like that. And time to scream.
Very briefly, but he did in fact scream.
And another jigsaw piece. I wish I can call these jigsaw pieces by a different name, but that would be copyright. I can't call them by the certain name I wish I could.
Does that certain name sound like someone dancing?
Yes, a little, a little wiggly, if you know what I mean.
Just replace the W with a J.
Alright, and here we are on the next island. Ice Island, or Snow Island, Arctic Island, whatever you want to call it. But this is where we're going to have to stop, though, so that will do for this episode of Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Join me next time as we start Island 2. We'll get through the Ice of Life, and possibly the next 2 levels. And also, this is where Collie's going to be dropping off. We're going solo from here.
And I will see you all later.
Yes, so that is it, and I will see you guys next time.
Later.